Good afternoon. I'm sorry, I always get it mixed up. But today is good morning. Good morning to everybody out there today. We are coming humbly to our Lord Jesus Christ and Savior, asking Him to speak through us today.
Absolutely.
To get to you guys, to inspire, motivate, and bless you all. I got a talented, when I say talented, a talented young lady sitting next to me. She's in the Millennium group, so she is very talented. This is Miss Bri Saulsberry, and when I say talented, I've seen some events you put together. They blew my mind.
Thank you so much.
I just had to get you on this show because we're trying to bridge the gaps with the millenniums and different youth so we can get them. They need to see you, see how successful you are, see how you walked out on faith. You walked out on faith because that's what God wanted you to do.
Absolutely.
So without further ado, I want you to dive in. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, about how you get started with your business and the whole nine.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, I am Bri Saulsberry. I am the founder and lead designer of Bri Saulsberry and Company. But I am a proud Memphian and a proud graduate of the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, where I majored in public relations and business administration. And the University of Tennessee is actually where my love for strategic communications was ignited. But not only that, just creating impactful experiences and the process, the strategic process around what those experiences look like was ignited. During my tenure at the University of Memphis, I worked with the football department as a student recruiter and ambassador, in which we created these official visits for our top recruits, and we created these impactful experiential experiences for their families and for them just to immerse them in the culture and the community of the university. And it's just something about sitting front row at the state-of-the-art Neyland Stadium with 80,000 fans and students, and knowing that you were a part of creating what that experience looks like and feels like for those recruits. And it was just incredible. And check this, had no idea of anything about football, right? But just understanding what it should look like and what it should feel like, what the experience should be, and the art of storytelling around that. And so it started there, and from there I studied abroad in Italy, in which I studied international public relations, in which again, just that travel. I studied in New York and was able to go to some of these top ad PR agencies like Cray and Droga5, and just that exposure and just that level of creativity and that level of doing things and technology just really sparked something in me as it relates to, again, just that communications piece, but not only that, just impactful and elevated experiences. And so I think taking all of that in would then in turn later affect like who I am today in my journey and what I want to create, what I want my legacy to be, what I want to do, create dope and elevated experiences for others. And so fast forward from there, I graduate and I have a beautiful baby girl, Gianni Styles, and I moved back to Memphis, and I started my journey here in Memphis, actually in the school system, which was much different from what I studied, but started in the school system working as an executive assistant for the deputy superintendent, and then from there is, I did, meeting planning and high-level research for her copywriting, just different things, and was able to really do some incredible unfounded things under the leadership of Dr. Whitelaw, who trusted my voice and my vision, and just really empowered me as a woman, as a businesswoman and a woman of color, just knowing that, even without a background in education, your voice matters, your ideas and what you bring to the table as a millennial matters, right? We want to know and we want to embrace your thoughts and your vision. And so even from there and doing some incredible things within that department, I was then recruited from the chief of HR within the organization, who came and asked me to be a part of the HR team, and which again was able to, in a smaller bit of time that I was there, do some really incredible things in talent acquisition, and then the pandemic hit. And so even in that, having to figure out this space of recruiting and hiring teachers within a global pandemic. And so me, along with one of my great colleagues, Joan Collenberg at the time, was able to build this online platform in which we recruited hundreds of teachers during a global pandemic, in which got national recognition from other educational organizations. And so just an incredible time there. And during that time, though, I think it was a time for everybody to really figure out what drove them, things that were purposeful for them during the pandemic. At that time, you start to really wonder, what really makes me happy? We have all of this time on our hands. And at the time, I'm working almost 14-hour days for the district, in which I loved, right? I loved the hard work that we were doing for students and for teachers. And even unfortunately during that time and all of the work that was done and the success that was created there, I lost my job. And so, and that was a very strange time for me, and just really a time of, I guess the initial emotions there were, of course, anger, just, and also trying to understand how could this happen with all the success that was driven from these initiatives that I created or things that I built for this institution, but also diving deeper and understanding just from a spiritual standpoint that God has something different on the other side. And had he not moved me, right, I probably would have still been there, and operating out of purpose. And so really appreciating my time and my experience there and how that helped to hone and refine skill sets that was needed for the next level. And so from there, launching my own company, stepping on my faith, and launching my own company in the middle of a pandemic, crazy work, right? But God really showed up and showed out, and the business just took off. And I was able to work with some incredible people and brands, from celebrity clients like Rick Ross, Penny Hardaway, the Migos and Live Nation, via one of my incredible mentors, Carleen Roy. And not only that, but some amazing brands as well. One, Peak Noir, who is a local Black-owned beauty supply store, the only Black-owned beauty supply store.
What's it?
The company's name is Peak Noir. Shout out to founder and CEO Chastity Monroe. But being able to successfully dream and vision with these CEOs and entrepreneurs, and successfully execute events, we were able to do an incredible event and relaunch of her beauty company and beauty supply store, in which it was just highly successful. We did, on top of just creating a beautiful experience and aesthetic, some influencer marketing and some PR things as well. And we did a live podcast with Ina Esco that just really amplified this brand and what they stand for, which is creating an elevated beauty experience for women of color specifically. And so just a wonderful company with a wonderful ethos that we aligned with, and we were able to create this experience. And from there, she has been doing incredible work. And she's also somebody you should get on this podcast, because when I tell you her story is just amazing. She's a brilliant and beautiful young woman who's doing some really amazing things and unbounded things in the beauty industry, starting right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And even from there, we've worked with Connect Music, which is a music company here in Memphis that specializes in monetizing, music rights and distribution here in the city. And so working with this incredible company, we did an investor showcase in which in one night, raised $3 million and counting, right? And
so you repeat that. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make this up. What happened now?
We my company, we did an investor showcase for this company in which $3 million was raised in one night. And I can't take the work from what this company does. The CEO, George Munger, and his ability to connect the dots and bring all of these people in one room and he's an incredible, fundraiser and just businessman in general. And I mean, we had representation from Spotify and Apple Music and LVMH. We had people like Richard Smith, COO of FedEx. We had Mayor Paul Young there. All of these, Jack Zebo was there as well. All of these people in one room. And so we were able to really create something beautiful. And just me being able to understand a company and create, and cultivate an environment and aesthetic that aligns and creates an opportunity to accomplish whatever their goals are is what we love doing, and so we've worked with some amazing brands and companies, and so that's what we love to do, and we have done, and not even just in my own power, but God giving me this vision and allowing me the opportunity to build a beautiful life off of what I love doing. So.
Hey, listen, I'm a little lost for words. You know what? The only thing I'm going to say to you guys, we're going to trust in God.
Absolutely.
In the good and the bad, the indifferent. We're going to trust in Him, and when you trust in Him, you say you lost your job. So just imagine, just like when you lost your job, I had to close my restaurant, Red Robin. I felt closed, shut in. I didn't know what to turn to.
Yeah.
Until I dropped on my knees.
Yeah. You
drop on your knees, you give it all over God.
You give it to Him.
And
absolutely.
He already orders your steps.
Yeah.
Bri, He's ordered your steps.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, I can't, that story is so inspirational. If it didn't touch a spot in your heart, something wrong. Because it touched my little heart here. It touched my heart here in a way that a lot of millennials need to hear this. We need to, before we go into the next thing, we need to try to work on putting a platform together with millennials, with baby boomers, and let people see this. They need to see this. They don't see this more. We didn't know your story. I didn't know your story.
Yeah.
Bri, that is an incredible story.
Thank you.
Wow. I mean, from how you, from the school system to now. Success written all over your face. So did you? What do you get them genes from? Did you get it from? Where you get it from?
I grew up in a family of just beautiful, strong women.
Okay.
And they just instilled this confidence in me and this strength in me that just allowed me to believe in betting on myself.
Who?
My mom. Yeah,
okay.
My mom, my grandma. Aunties, I just, again, these women and continue to build me up and uplift me. And a lot of what I'm able to do today is because of them. Having a strong village, right? I have a daughter that I mentioned, 7 years old. And just having that village that allows me the ability to go out and do what I need to do for the company. Having a grandma and a mom who supports the decisions that I'm making around that. And so they show up, they show up in helping to support Gianni. They show up in any areas of the business that I need them. And again, just a lot of just this idea of elevation and the exposure that I've had over the years has come from opportunities that my family has supported me and allowed me to be able to be exposed to. And so I am forever grateful. And let me do a quick shout out to my mom, Quintrissa, whose birthday it is today.
What's your mom's name?
Her name is Quintrissa Saulsberry. I want to say happy birthday to you, Mom, and I love you so much. Thank you for just everything that you've instilled in me and made me the woman that I am today. So I wanted to give a shout out to you.
Beautiful. I mean, that is absolutely happy birthday. And listen, family support, family values. Did you hear what you just said with that family support? See, that's a lot, in my opinion, that's what a lot of these youth are missing. They're missing that. And if they can't get it at home, they got to get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And if we don't get to them now, we're going to lose them.
Yeah.
We're going to lose them. So that's why it's imperative that you, and I'm going to get Pear Chanel on this show too. Pear Chanel's your friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's my baby girl.
Yeah.
She called me Papa said. And listen, she needs to show. Listen, you ladies are successful. My daughter, I mean, has really taken things to the next level that really shines. It shines with your generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have a testimony to share, and people need to hear your testimony. And I know you guys, do things on, and I always say TikTok and whatever platforms, but use your platform wisely. use your platform in a way that it bless others, because God bless you. So it's time for you to bless others.
Absolutely.
And I'm so proud of you. Amen. I'm so proud of you. Before we get into something else, I saw the last event you did, and you don't have to say the name. What's the last event you did? Just
I did the women's expo.
You did the women's expo.
Yeah, the Memphis Women's Expo, and this was their first year doing that event. But just it was a wonderful event, incredibly programmed, and just a beautiful experience. Seeing so many successful women of color in one space. Sharing gems, and I mean it was incredibly put together. So I appreciate the opportunity to have designed and visualized what that looked like.
But all of it came together because of design. I mean, all the ideas and input. You guys as a team, you guys and you got all these women up there. Dr. Fegans was in there talking. Yeah. She was talking and talking, walking the wall.
Yeah. It was some incredible women in that space, and so I'm just happy to have been a part and to be trusted to visualize it, to execute what that looked like.
So tell us, what's the next vision for you and your company? Share with us your next vision for you and your company.
Yeah, so BS&Co has some wonderful things under works. We do event production, of course, but then there is an interior design piece that's connected to the business as well. And so we have a major project that's under works that I cannot speak about just yet, but it's just an incredible opportunity to bring an elevated, intimate experience to the city. And so I'm very, very excited about that. It's going to be incredible. Again, in my relationships that I've been able to build with clients, just beautiful partnerships and relationships. You have beautiful visions and ideas that are able to be cultivated and that comes to life. And so one of my partners and clients that I worked with, we're working on this project together, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. So that's one piece. And then signature events, that is also something that BS&Co wants to do. We absolutely love working with other brands and amplifying those brands, but we also have some things that we want to bring to the city as well. And so just really wanting to not only bring something beautiful and elevated to the city, but something that is also impactful for the city. And so we're working through those things as well, and just some other things, I want to keep under wraps until the right time, but we have some things on the way, and we're very, very excited. And again, we not only want to bring something elevated and something beautiful to the city, but we want to ensure that it's impactful to the city as well, and that it adds to where we're going. And so I'm very, very excited for what's next for BS&Co.
Wow. I'm blown. I think my socks off right now. You have really blown me. I mean, you inspired. Listen, I'm 54, but you have definitely inspired me.
Thank you so much.
And I promise you, I promise you right now today, not only have you inspired me, you inspired a lot of people out there today. The people that hadn't even watched, the people who watch it now. I know you got to be inspired. I know you have to be moved, because you know what? God, He will move through you, and He will move you.
Absolutely.
You just got to be willing to receive it. You got to be ready to receive. You know what? It's in His time. It's not in your. All that was in God's time.
Yeah.
And things happen for a reason.
Experience, good and bad. Right. The word says that all things work together.
What you said.
And so I as I reflect on that process, I literally I'm moved when I think about just all of the things that God has brought me through. It's very moving because it allows you to reflect, and sometimes you have to do that. You have to really reflect on where God has brought you from to empower your next, and to help you to understand I can do the hard things. I can do the unbounded things. And so when I reflect on my journey, and sometimes that's hard, just even remembering everything that God has brought you through, but when I reflect on that, it empowers me for my next and helps me to understand, like, Bri, you can do hard things. You can do unbounded things. And another thing that God revealed to me is, he doesn't, always call the qualified, but He qualifies the call. And so even in some of the things where I feel like, I'm not qualified to do these things, God is saying, but I've called you to do them. And so as you do it, in the doing, I'm going to qualify you. And so Even now, this big, huge project that I'm working on, you know, it's huge, and it's so many moving parts, and sometimes, you know, you start to doubt yourself, and it's like, am I qualified to do this? You know, is there somebody better that could be doing this? And God said, no, I called you to do it. You know, and so I just want that to be encouragement, honestly, for anybody that God has given a vision to, and you know, has told to move. You know, and in your moving, God is going to provide, whether it's the resources, you know, the knowledge around it, the right team. Move, absolutely move.
You know what? You said something interesting. My pastor, Timothy Powers, he spoke. He preached a powerful message on Sunday. He said, you got to leave the past in the past.
Yeah.
Leave all the haters in the past.
Yeah.
You the same people you saw in that corner, the same people you're going to see again in that corner. You got to leave them, because listen, they want to bring you back to the past so they can bring you down with them. You don't want to bring them down. You want to be around people that uplift you.
Absolutely.
You want people that share your vision. They want, you know, because a lot of people, they don't want to see you successful.
Absolutely.
But you know what? God does. You know what? Like I tell people, and thank you guys. I put out a post yesterday. I meant every word of it. Listen, I'm not gonna, you know, I want you to continue to move forward, regardless of what somebody say.
Yeah.
That's because God judge you. Don't worry about nobody else. God judge you for who you are. God see everything we do. He hear everything we do. You know, and for people out there that has the blessing and talent and it's underutilized, they need to use it.
Yeah.
We need to really buckle down right now. We need to come together as one.
Absolutely.
We got to come together as one, Bri. We got to listen. In order to have Gigi seat at this table, we got to fight for her.
Absolutely.
We got to fight for her right here. We got to put all our egos aside. All this, who gonna get the most shine and who gonna make the most money? Forget all that.
Absolutely.
You know, we got to come together today, right here, right now. I'm telling you, right here, right now. And what we're gonna do is I wanna kind of shed light on trying to see what you can do to help bridge the gap with millennials and the youth. I want to just kind of give me an idea of what you think we can do. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is a matter of resources. You know, hoping to provide opportunities and resources for our youth. You know, it's one thing as a mentor or as, you know, a successful person, you know, for you to have created all these things, but it's another for you to be able to reach back, you know, and to say, you know, I want to share resources. I want to, you know, help provide opportunities, and that's the thing. And then the education piece too. I think education is absolutely important. And so just understanding the importance of that, but then also understanding the importance of, as you go up the ladder and as you become successful, you know.
Can you say it again? I'm sorry. Can you say it again, please?
As you become successful and as you go up the ladder, not being intimidated or, you know, not feeling like you have to hold resources where you are, being able to reach back and share those resources with others that are coming up, and share those opportunities. I've been, again, privy enough to have a mentor that believed in me, and a lot of those celebrity opportunities that I've had, you know, came from her trusting my ability to get it done, and her sharing her resources and sharing her network and sharing her Rolodex with me, and providing those opportunities. And that's not to say on, you know, as a mentee, the work has to still be done, right? I have to show up, right? And I have to, you know, present well, and I have to do what I'm there to do, right? And these aren't free opportunities, but when you get an opportunity to be at the table, right? When you get an opportunity to take advantage of what's been given to you, you do what you need to do, right? You put in the work. And so I think it's a matter of those two ends coming together. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. That in itself is basically what I was looking to hear, and I think that, again, we need to put, in my opinion, we need to put together a platform.
Yeah.
We need to bring you on, some other millennials, my daughter on, and I'm so proud of you guys. My daughter, I'm so proud of her. She has really taken the reins. I mean, I'm pretty much behind the scenes now, and she has really stepped up. Miss Barbara has really stepped up, and Anna has really, you know, taken that lead. You can't call me all the time. Just like you can't call your mom all the time, right?
Yeah, I've had to figure some
You
things
got
out.
to figure it out your own,
Yeah.
right? So that's what we want to empower you guys.
Yeah.
We want to empower you to make those decisions. Because guess what? If you mess up, you mess up. You learn from the mistake.
Yeah.
You learn, right?
And I've had to get comfortable with the idea of failing fast,
Mhm.
right? As a successful person and certainly entrepreneur and business owner, like failing is inevitable, right? Get comfortable with failing, but how quickly are you going to fail? Learn from your mistakes and move on, right? And so, to your point, yeah, you're going to make some mistakes, but how well do you fail, right? And how quickly do you get up and you learn from that and you improve?
See, that's the thing. A lot of us, we fail, but we shame of it.
Yeah.
And I promise you, listen guys, I was so ashamed because when you've been, like you said, when you've been successful for so many years, you own 13 Subway shops, and all of a sudden you just hit a brick wall like, God, what did I do wrong? But God said, you know what? I know what you did wrong.
Yeah.
You stopped listening to me. You stopped listening. You stopped believing in yourself. I almost gave up on myself.
Yeah.
I almost gave up on myself till God touched me. He said, listen, he whispered at me, son, don't give up.
Yeah.
Because other people see you.
Absolutely.
Others see what you do.
Absolutely.
They don't like and love and all that good stuff, but they watching.
Yeah.
They watching. You inspiring them regardless of what you think. We're inspiring them. And we want to continue to inspire them.
Yeah.
So I'm counting on you. I'm counting on other millennials, I need to interview them.
Yeah.
I need to bring them on and show them that you can make it.
Absolutely.
You can do it.
Yeah.
You have done an amazing job. I am so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I'm so proud. Listen. You were in your 30s, right?
I'm 31.
Lord have mercy. Well, that is amazing. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, this is the stories that you have to share. You have to share these stories. Show it to your kids. Show it to everybody. Because she had to have a vision. God gave her a vision, right? To walk out on faith. She failed, but she learned from it. Now she's a living testimony to let you guys know that, hey, it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
It's how hard it's not how hard you fall, it's how fast and how hard you can get back up.
Yeah.
You got to get back up, fighting, swinging, because guess what? Your family depend on you. You depend on yourself.
Yeah,
People watch you and they depend on that.
Yeah.
So we got to continue to get everybody involved. It's everybody that's watching. We got to get them involved.
Absolutely.
And I don't care what gender of life you from, wherever you from, you got to, you know what? That's the elephant in the room. We got to address the issue with our youth. And I keep saying it all day long. Hats off to the mayor. But listen, police reform and all that, that's not going to get it. I mean, we got to get to these, listen, we got to get these kids.
Absolutely.
And listen, the streets taking them right now. Taking them right now. Because we won't share our stories. We won't reach out to listen to them. We won't give them the love. That's all they want is love. They want the godly love that they deserve because they're not getting it. So if they're not getting it, guess what? The street people gonna give it to them, right? So Miss Bri, I want you to close out with something. Just bless them with something out there so we can take home with us and we can meditate and pray about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just from this interview, the biggest takeaways that I would want you to leave this with is understanding that we all have purpose, right? And it's a matter of tapping in with the source, right? To really understand what that purpose is, and understanding that whatever He's called you to do, He's going to provide. As you stated, your steps are already ordered, and so just betting on yourself. And if you don't even have the confidence to bet on yourself, bet on God, right? And what He's called you to do. And so that piece, and again, just having the confidence that even when you fail, because you're going to fail, it's inevitable. When you fail, get back up. Everybody, any successful person that has failed, and they're still failing, but they've become comfortable in what that looks like. Yeah, we're going to fail, but how quickly am I going to get up and learn from that mistake and get to the next level? And so I have been so inspired by the opportunity, and you even trusted that I have a story to tell. And so I thank you so much for inviting me. I thank you so much for allowing me to share this space and this platform with you guys and to share my story.
Listen, guys, you heard it here first. You heard it here out of her mouth. You know what? We don't rehearse this. I don't give them no questions because guess what? I want God to speak through you.
Yeah.
I want him to move you. He moves me. He moved you. We don't rehearse. This is all natural. This is godly work. We are doing God's work right here today. And it's not about me, it's not about Bri, it's about all of us. We are one. We can stand tall together as one. If we can just put aside our differences and figure out what the number one priority and the goal is, right? We can do it, guys. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna continue to bring on talented young people. I don't care, I'm gonna continue to do it. So I want you guys to continue to watch it, continue to be inspired. Bri, tell them your email and phone number, how they can reach you.
Yeah, so I can be reached via email, Bri Saulsberry at bsandco.co. You can also find me on social media platforms. Briannaca Saulsberry is my business is Bri Saulsberry and Co. on both Instagram and Facebook.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. We're having a big Christmas party in December. And I would love for you to.
Absolutely. I would love to execute what that looks like. Absolutely.
Okay, so y'all hear it. So listen, in order.
Be at the Christmas party. It's going to be one to remember, for sure.
You going to do it, Bri?
Absolutely.
Bri's going to do it for me. I appreciate that. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be nice. Area. I do something nice for my team.
Yeah.
I don't care if we had a down year. We still down over last year. But guess what? You got to continue to take care of people that take care of you. Because if you don't, somebody else will. No, I'm sorry, they won't. So you got to take care of them. I love every one of my team members that work with me and for me, because without them, it's no Global Mid Southport.
Yeah.
It's no 15 stores. It's no other opportunities for me because they the one making it happen.
Yeah.
So I want you to come in. I want to reward them.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're gonna have a good time. Tell your mom happy birthday. Mom is 22 today?
Of course.
22 years old today. Happy birthday, Mom. I hope you have a blessed day. You've done a great job with this young lady right here. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. God bless each and every one of you guys. And guys, guess what? Your deed, you got a deed here on earth. So guess what?
Absolutely.
You know your steps. You got to pray for them and start taking them. God said if you take the first 2, he'll take the rest for you. But you got to be willing to jump out on faith. You got to be willing to jump out on faith. You got to do it now. Because guess what? They said tomorrow is not promised, but the next second in your life is not promised.
Absolutely.
So do what you like doing. Enjoy life. Let's continue to love on each other.
Absolutely. Let's
continue to embrace them. Continue to motivate our millennials.
Yeah.
All the youth. Continue to bless them and motivate them. They need to hear this. They need to hear from us. They need to hear that they're doing a good job because that motivates me. I don't want the likes. I just want the motivation that I know I can continue to go on because you got the devil that always works. He works, but guess what? You got to shake him out. Move forward.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you all so much for tuning in and have a blessed day. Want to say bye?
Bye.